graders, and welcome to virtual math class. Today we're going to take it a little easy and we will be talking about combining like terms. And our objective for today is that students will be able to accurately combine like terms, including understanding what like terms are. Okay, so like terms are terms that have the same variable. That's important. The same variable. For example, 3x and 9x are like terms because they have the same variable. Okay? So they both just have one x. And it does matter how many x's they have. So 7y and 4p are not like terms because their variables are different. One of them has a y and one of them has a p, which makes them different. Now, if we had, for example, let's say this 3x and 9x. Let's say that we had 3x squared and 9x. Those are not like terms because this x squared. So they have to have the same variable in the same exponent, okay? So the same variable and the same exponent. So we're going to jump right on in. So on this example, we have 11r minus 10r. Okay, if I have 11 r's and I am subtracting 10 r's, first of all, they are like terms because they both have r, just r. So I can actually just subtract this straight out like I see it. So 11 minus 10 is 1, so I would have 1 r left. Or I could just write that as simply r, right? Because 1r and r is the exact same thing. So next example, I have a negative 2x plus 11, and then I have a 6x. So I'm going to box the terms that are like. So I have a negative 2x and a 6x. So I could rewrite that as negative 2x plus 6x plus 11. So I can combine negative 2x and 6x because they have like terms. So what is negative 2 plus 6? 4. So this negative 2x plus 4x is simply 4x. And then I bring down my plus 11. That 11 does not have an x, so I cannot combine it anymore. So 4x plus 11 would be my final answer. And for the next one, I have 12r minus 8 minus 12. Okay, so r, I'm looking at 12r. There are no other r's here. However, I can do negative 8 minus 12, right? And what is negative 8 minus 12? Negative 20. So I can bring down this 12r, and I would have 12r minus 20. Isn't that cool? Pretty simple, right? I told you we're going to take it easy today. And for our next example, I have n plus 4 minus 9 minus 5n. Okay, so I'm going to start by circling my like terms. So I have n, and then I have negative 5n. It's important that you recognize that this is negative 5n because of that minus sign. Whatever operation is in front of it tells us if it's positive or negative. And then I have negative 4 minus 9. Those are like terms because they don't have a variable, right? So I could rewrite this all together. You don't have to rewrite it, but I like the visual. So I have n minus 5n plus 4 minus 9. So I can do n minus 5n, right? So n, if I have one n and I take away 5 n's, how many would I have left? So that would be 1 minus 5. 1n minus 5n. So that would be negative 4n. And then I can do positive 4 minus 9, right? Positive 4 minus 9 would be negative 5, right? So right there, I have simplified it as far as I can because I combined my like terms. Next example, I have negative 3x minus 9 plus 15. So I start by circling my like terms. I have a negative 3x and I have a positive 15x. So if I rewrite this, I can rewrite it as negative 3x plus 15x minus 9. Now I can pretty easily do negative 3 plus 15. What is negative 3 plus 15? That's positive 12, and you can't forget your x. So I have 12x minus 9. Can I simplify it anymore? No, I cannot. So I am done. That is my final answer. Okay, the tricky one. So I needed you guys to recall to last year, maybe even 6th grade. So remember that whenever we have parentheses outside, a number outside of parentheses, that means we are going to have to distribute. Sorry, sometimes I can't write and think at the same time. So what happens when I distribute is I take the number that's on the outside and I am going to multiply it by each number on the inside. So I start by doing 5 times 7a. Now, when I multiply, I basically am doing 5 times 7, and then just know that a variable is going to go with that. So what is 5 times 7? 35. So I have 35a because I have a 7a. So the a doesn't just go away. It's being multiplied with it. So it becomes 35a. And then I have 5 times 2, right? Because I have 5 times 2, and that 2 is positive. So I'm going to go ahead and put a positive because 5 is positive and 2 is positive. And 5 times 2 is 10. And now I got rid of my parentheses. So then I bring down what is outside of my parentheses, which is that plus 5a. Now I need to combine my like terms. I circle the ones that are alike. So I have 35a and 5a. I can rewrite this as 35a plus 5a plus 10, and 35 plus 5 equals 40. So I would have 40a plus 10, and that would be my final answer because I cannot simplify it any more than that. And that concludes this lesson. So yeah, we didn't solve any equations in this video, but that is coming next. This is what I need you to understand first, and then we're going to move on to solving equations whenever we have to combine like terms, okay? So just know where we're going. This is where we're at right now, but the equations mixed with this is coming very soon.